But look at this worldwide cryptocurrency chart, which is dominated by XRP. Since I truly believe, and for very good reasons, that we will experience the same euphoric blast off that has occurred at the end of every market cycle in the roughly 16-year history of cryptocurrency, I will continue to beat the drum of optimism here. It has always occurred. There are several reasons, and I'll go over a few more in this most recent Moon Nambo hot jam. Additionally, I must say that XRP will continue to outperform Bitcoin in terms of performance. This is a Cointelegraph headline. Will XRP continue to beat Bitcoin in current bull market? And I was like, hallelujah, when I saw this headline. They're admitting that XRP is doing better than Bitcoin. At least you enjoy seeing that. I'm just taken aback. Additionally, to recognize that this is likely to continue for the duration of current market cycle. Oh, it is somewhat unexpected, given that they have been sulking about XRP for reasons for the majority of the past 10 years. Believe that many of them are afflicted by XRP derangement syndrome. However, I do want to be clear before continuing. I must admit that I'm a huge fan of Raoul Pal. He is, in my opinion, among the most perceptive and knowledgeable people in the whole cryptocurrency industry. And he constantly delivers and shares his expertise with the entire crypto industry, again, using the same database. I believe he has more than 1.2 million followers on X for a reason. Well-deserved, I guess. He's one of those folks that whenever I see something from him on X appear in my feed, I take a moment to read it. Well, thus, he released a new graphic in which he explains precisely what I have been emphasizing for a number of days, that it is almost a given that we will experience a full-blown alt season and that XRP will be at the forefront of that surge. Technically speaking, you could assert that historically, altcoins cannot. Ethereum starts it. However, in terms of performance, I won't be shocked if, when this market cycle comes to an end, if you can count from the election in November until the end of this thing, XRP is the top performing coin among the top 100. XRP has been at the top since November, and it is still at the top. If that continues, I won't be shocked. Thus, a few explanations follow. It looks like altcoins are about to make a huge move. Raoul Pal, the founder of Global Macro Investor, expresses optimism in the XRP-led total 3 market cap, thus the 3-chart total. He claims that you can't stop staring at this chart, which shows the top 125 coins by market capitalization, except, well, Bitcoin. Let me now only draw attention to the billboard itself. It's this. He just shared this on Tuesday, and well, here's the post itself. You can't help but stare at this chart total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, he said. This is what I've been emphasizing all along. This son of a gun's trading range is the reason. Since it peaked in the last market cycle, it has been getting smaller for the past 4 years. Yes, it descends again. Simply put, it has been trading in a range that has gotten tighter, which is typical. You don't need to be an expert in charts to grasp that fundamental idea. Then it usually breaks out before you reach the conclusion of your trend lines, before the peak where they meet. Therefore, I believe there will be a significant rotation from investors taking profits from Bitcoin and then investing it in large caps, especially because we are still in a bull market. Following those runs, they will take the profits and invest them in mid-cap stocks, followed by tiny and micro-cap stocks. That's what will take place. Therefore, I do not believe that the majority of coins will reach new all-time highs. However, from this point on, the multiplier effect will cause all of them to. That would be typical in the past, and everyone will be a financial genius for a very brief moment at that point. And I recall that in 2017, I had my first alt season encounter. I recently entered the cryptocurrency market. It's a hectic moment to do so. Additionally, for a very brief time, you were correct no matter what you purchased. You couldn't try to lose money in that setting, but you were going to. Actually, it was very tough to lose money if you wanted to, for whatever reason. We do have that kind of climate up here. I simply believe that XRP will continue to perform far better in this situation. Thus, once more, we are in a range that is getting closer. This is where it will emerge. It cannot and will not continue to go sideways. No chart does. There isn't a chart that does. In addition, Raoul Pal is adamant that XRP will be, just to be clear, is going to perform exceptionally well here as well. He added, yeah, this is going to blow. in reference to XRP and the complete porting process in this post he made at the end of August. Here you can see what he's emphasizing. Take a look at XRP's recent rise in this market cycle, and at some point you'll realize that this is coming to an end. People, it's going to happen. That is almost a given. Technically, I'm not aware of that. Don't have any technical knowledge of price action. No one is certain. But that's why I keep saying that it's about the likelihood of an outcome. The likelihood that XRP melts faces is by far the most likely. That's what's approaching. Here is a response from Charting List Crypto Insight UK to Raoul Paul. This chart was supplied by him. This graphic shows the dominance of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and he believes that everything will fall apart. This allows you to see what he is portraying. And in the end, he's right. Additionally, XRP will perform far better and have a large... I'm not sure where XRP's domination will reach its zenith, but it will account for a large chunk of the whole cryptocurrency asset class. Even if it is brief, historically, when XRP runs, it may just take a few weeks to reach its top, and then that's it, regardless of what that high turns out to be. Indeed, it is accurate. It's just over from the start of its last run to the top after all these years in waiting. In a few weeks, it will be over. That would be typical in the past. And as long as we have a chance to earn money that could change our lives, I'm okay with it. I don't want it to go on interminably. However, it does indicate that our time will be limited. You will have a very short window of time if you choose to exit your investment and withdraw your XRP earnings. And the fact that not enough people are ready for that worries me. I'm not sure if enough people have the historical perspective and knowledge to realize how quickly this will happen when it does.